How you doing? So I have a little story for you guys. It's called "Why Not to Take Shots of Sipping Whiskey." So cut to early 2016. I went out in downtown Fredericksburg with a couple of my friends, and we ended up at this bar called Bourbon Room. And one of my friends was like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy shots for all of us," and we're like, "All right, cool, thanks." He goes to the bartender and says, "Hey, can I get like 6 shots of Fireball for me and my friends?" And she's like, "Ooh, sorry, we're out of Fireball." And so he comes up to us and he's like, "Guys, they're out of Fireball. Like, what do we do?" And I was just like, "Get something else." And then he was like, all right, I'll be right back." So he goes up to the bartender, orders different shots, and comes back with 6 shots of Maker's Mark. Yes, Maker's Mark. And I was only 21 or 22 at the time, and I was like, "You don't take shots of it, whatever." I didn't want to be a fun sucker. So I was like, "Watch out teeth, watch out gums, watch out tummy, because here it comes." All right. So I take it, and it gets about halfway down my esophagus, and then it stops, and it's like, "Dude, what are you doing? What are you trying to do?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So anyway, on an unrelated note, a couple moments later, my friend Mark walks in, and he comes up to me. And he's like, "Oh, what's up, dude? Like, what are you doing here?" And I was like, I'm just out with a couple of my friends." And he's like, "Cool." And he is gracious enough to buy us all a round of Jaeger bombs. And I'm just sitting here, Maker's Mark in my esophagus. I'm like, I don't know if I can handle this. Oh my gosh. So anyway, he hands us all Jaeger bombs, and I'm just like sitting here, like staring at it. Makers is looking up at me saying like, "I know what you're thinking, dude. Go ahead, try it. I dare you, seriously." And I'm like, "Dude, shut up." But I didn't want to wimp out in front of all my friends, so I'm like, "All right, here we go." And I down the Jaeger bomb, and it gets right down here and meets up with the Maker's Mark. And it's like, "Dude, what are you doing here? What's up, man? You want to get out of here?" And they're like, "Yeah." They start walking up my esophagus. They get here. Jaeger's like, "Here, let me hold the door for you." Maker's Mark starts coming out, and then I'm like, "Oh no!" And survival me kicks in, and I'm like, "This is not how I'm going out. I'm not throwing up in a bar in front of all my friends." So what I do is I choke it back down, but I can't make it too obvious, right? So I chalk it up to just a really bad burp. So it's like, "Oh, excuse me." And all my friends look over and they're like, "Dude, you all right?" And I'm like, yeah, sorry, just a little bit gassy. Do you mind if I excuse myself for a second? And I run to the bathroom and I'm like, "Ugh." To this day, I can't even drink Maker's Mark proper because of that terrible experience. And the moral of the story is, do your homework, learn your alcohol, and don't take shots of Maker's Mark.